Okay, so let us quickly check back in with where we are in our game. And you can see that we can run, we can jump, but my horizontal collisions aren't working as I've somehow merged into this platform. And if I go over here and completely fall down this pit, I'm still kind of like running about a little bit in a different realm. So that is not good. Let's try and fix our horizontal collisions. And then let's try and give ourselves a more powerful jump to get over some of these bigger holes. And then in a future video, we can figure out what happens when you fall down the pit. Okay. So let's go back to our game maker here. And so first up, the collision thing is really easy. I'm just going to click here to hide away all that other stuff. And we've already got a vertical collision. So what we can do is I can just grab this bit here and I can do a copy. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to paste, basically paste that collision. So I'm going to change this to hori. Let me just say, I'm just going to say X collision, and then let's say Y collision. Okay. So we can't just leave it as is. We need to update this stuff. So our Y is getting left alone, and we're going to say plus X speed. Oh, did I not do my underscore properly? Yep. There we go. So what we're trying to do here is we are checking to see if we're going to collide using our future X position. So it's our current X plus our speed, which just say our position is 100, our speed is 5. At the X coordinate 105, am I going to hit anything? If the answer to that question is yes, then we're going to set our X speed to 0 so we don't move anymore. Inside here we have got our while loop, and what this is going to do is we are checking that if we move 5 pixels, are we going to bump into anything? But what happens if we only bump into something after moving 2 or 3 pixels? It means that we're going to, this check is not appropriate. It's checking like a big chunk. We want to do a pixel by pixel check. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say plus sine X underscore speed, close brackets, come over here and I'm going to delete all that extra stuff there because we just need good old normal Y there. And if I hover over the sign thing, it's going to tell us this function returns whether a number is positive, negative, or neither, and returns 1, -1, or 0. So if you've got 500 or 5 million, it's going to return the value 1. If you've got -5, -500, -5 million, you'll get -1. And if you get 0, you still get 0. So it's going to bump us 1 pixel along until it doesn't see, while there's no collision, and then it's going to stop when it sees a collision. So let's change this to X. Let's change that to X. And don't worry if that still doesn't make perfect sense to you. It is one of the more complicated things that we've done so far. But we're going to use it a lot and you'll definitely come to better understand it. Like anything, once we make a significant change in our program, let's run it and see what happens. Now, I don't actually have a lot of horizontal stuff to run into right now, so all I can do is try and jump myself into the side of this pit. Let me see. Yeah, so now I kind of fall into that. I guess I could make my life a little bit easier by, let's bring back all my stuff. Oh, didn't come back automatically. I can pop it out manually. So I'm going to go to my level. I'm going to go to where I kind of start, and I'm just going to temporarily go to my ground tiles, room editor stuff, and I'll just put this big chunky block in there for no reason, just so that I can run into it. Okay, let's run again. Okay, boom, boom. Can I get on top of it? Can I go over here? Oh, you see that we've got some like random little like, don't know what's happening there. But we can fix that, we can fix that. So we're happy enough for just now. Okay, let me finish this. I'm going to jump back in here. I'm going to use this checkered flag. I'm going to delete my block here. And then now we're going to do the double jump thing to allow us to easily get across these big holes. And we'll do what happens when you fall down a pit. And we'll do those kind of collision, kind of jittery things in the next video. Okay, so we are looking at our player code. I'm going to hide this again. We don't need this stuff. So, go boo 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 boo. Let's scroll down to our jumping bit. And let me just, I'm going to grab this title. And let's make our jumping thing a little bit more of a big thing. So I can go in here, jumping, and okay. So right now we're saying you can only jump when you're on the ground. That is going to be no longer true because in our case we are going to be able to jump when we are actually in the air as well. So let's just alter this. We can reuse it for a different purpose. We're going to say if you're on the ground, then do something. And that something is we're going to set our jumps underscore remaining equal to 2. Now we've got a little yellow thing here saying we haven't declared this in our create event yet. So no problem. I can just actually grab this, do a little copy, go up here, and this is going to be like a player physics setting. Is it a movement variable? It doesn't really matter where we put it. So I'm gonna group it in here. So jumps remaining is set to 2, and so down here we're basically going to reset our jumps back to having 2 left. So now we need to actually do some code that is going to figure out what kind of jump we're doing. So I'm going to take a new line and we're going to do an if statement that's going to have 2 different conditions that have to be met in order for a jump to happen. So I'm going to open up my brackets. I'm going to say jump key, and if I don't specify anything else, it's going to automatically assume that you're looking for it to be positive, true. So if the jump key is pressed and jumps remaining is greater than 0, close my brackets, open up my curly bit to put my instruction inside. Oh, let's do a little comment here. Reset jumps back to 2. Okay. Yep, so if we press the jump key and we still have some jumps left in our variable, let's do some jumping. But we want to check, because we're actually going to have 2 different types of jump. We're going to have like a full power first jump and then a slightly reduced power second jump. So I'm going to go and do another if. So this is like a nested if. This is not an else if. It's like another completely new if inside the other one. Pretty common. So I'm going to say jumps remaining is equal to 2. Then I am going to say y underscore speed is going to be changed by jump speed. Okay, so that's a normal jump, just like we had before. Else, I've got my second kind of like, if jumps remaining is not 2, we've already checked that it's more than 0, so if it's more than 0 and it's not 2, the way that our program runs, the only thing it could be would be 1. So this is like basically dealing with our second jump. So in here we're going to say y speed is going to be the same as what it is, minus our jump speed, but we're going to actually multiply our jump speed by double jump modifier. I'm like, what is this? What is double jump modifier? It's grey, so it doesn't exist right now, so we're going to jump back up here. And I guess this is probably like a physicsy type thing. Let's put it in here. Again, it's just as long as it makes sense to you. It's not going to impact the program where you put it, as long as it's in the create event. So I'm going to say 0.7. So basically, if I multiply my normal jump by 0.7, that should go back to double jump modifier. I don't know why the formatting hasn't updated there. Yeah, it should be a 70% powered jump now. And the last thing that we need to do is we need to say jumps remaining. We could use this to take one away from it. But in this case, I'm just going to go with what we were using before, which is take the total and take one away from it. So we're using consistent symbols there. Okay, fingers crossed, is this going to work? So far so good. Run over here. I'm not going to try and jump the pit yet, that might not work. So I've got one jump. Oh, 1, 2. The second jump's kind of feeble, but isn't it? Let me see. One jump. Oh, that was pathetic. I need to run it again now. Let me actually just change the speed a little bit here to make this a little bit faster, because our run isn't really running that fast. Okay, now we're talking. Jump, jump. A second jump is still kind of lame. Yeah. I'm not happy with that second. Okay, so I had to pause it there for a little second, figure out what was happening. Wasn't expecting that. What I realised in the end, that I messed up a little bit. So what I had done here was I had it set up this way, which is just not correct. I'm taking my jump speed away from the existing Y speed. It's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to make my Y speed simply assigning the negative value of what my jump speed is in there. So if my jump is 10, for instance, Y speed becomes negative 10. So if I change both of those things, I should get far more pleasing and playable results. So let's run behind the tree. We're faster now, we still can't run out the screen. Let's run in front of this one here. Let's jump. Whoa! So you'll see that my second jump isn't quite as strong, but it's enough to get me across my level. Pretty useful. But I fall down the hole and I'm still stuck, so let's fix that in the next video.